Before I got to college, I knew very little about North Korea. But when I heard about the crisis, LiNK was born of a visceral, emotional reaction that we had to do something. In 2001, North Koreans began speaking in public about the atrocities of the regime to anyone who would listen. Hundreds and thousands of stories painted a gruesome picture, all corroborating one another, even though they had never met. Young people around the world were shaken by what they saw. In 2004, LiNK was founded as an immediate reaction to the overwhelming information that we were suddenly exposed to. We'd been brought up learning about the Shoah, the great Holocaust of the 20th century, of the Armenian genocide, the Khmer Rouge, Rwanda. Over 1 million North Koreans died of famine in the mid-1990s alone. And nearly a third today remained malnourished and underfed. Many of them not only physically stunted and wasting away, but with permanent brain damage because they lived without proper nutrition in their formative years. But here it was in front of us. The facts were astonishing. Soviet-style gulags and concentration camps reminiscent of the Nazis, but without anyone noticing. 500,000 already killed in these camps, another 250,000 currently detained for crimes like listening to a foreign radio broadcast or complaining a little bit about a day's small rations of food. While those who knew about North Korea's crisis universally agreed that it was tragic, few were doing anything about it. And so many across the world remained ignorant and unaware about this affront to our shared humanity. LiNK sparked a grassroots movement and tapped into a base of college students who felt frustration at being witness to such pain and helpless in its face. It quickly spread to high schools and graduate schools, churches. Many began to learn about the issue and understand its urgency. But talk is cheap. We had to do more. We've been taught since we were kids that the injustices were historical flukes, that mankind was ultimately better than this, that it was always a small band of extremists that managed to get pretty far in their evil before people stopped them, and we usually consign things in our mind to the dustbin of history. Getting into North Korea to directly reach the people is a tall order, but we can reach those in China. Over the past decade, nearly 500,000 have at some point crossed from North Korea into China, seeking food, family, or freedom. Among the female refugees, a high percentage are victims of sex trafficking. And their children remain stateless. They're unable to get jobs, go to school, or get medical care. Most of them remain in hiding, just waiting to be discovered and sent back to North Korea, where they face certain persecution, often torture, and sometimes death. In the winter of 2004, LiNK sent out 2 teams to the border to see with our own eyes what we've been told by so many. After meeting refugees and activists who silently toiled in heartbreaking conditions, facing difficult moral decisions every day, we opened up our own small network of shelters and safe houses, and supported other efforts in the area. All of our grassroots energies had to translate into meaningful change. At times, it feels like we're playing a cynical game, seeing who can come up with the most colorful language, the most compelling video, the most dramatic witness testimony, all in hopes of moving the hearts of strangers to care about a people an ocean away. But this is real life. As hard as it can be to understand and feel the reality of what they face from our secure and safe homes, people are dying in unimaginable ways. They're facing soul-shattering tragedies with a sense of normalcy that is completely heartbreaking. The existence of North Korea as it is today is not simply a political conundrum or a cultural oddity. It is an affront to humanity's good instincts and principles, and an offense to what our collective civilization has managed to bring about. It is our shared failure. But at the same time, this effort to help them has helped to cultivate the better angels of our nature, and helped to make us more complete people. We've gained a knowledge of the world around us and our place in it. And even if it ends here, for those we've met and been blessed enough to be able to help, it's been worth it. We have been given the immeasurable privilege of playing a small role in helping change the lives of many refugees who otherwise might not have had a chance. Our small victories oblige us to continue pushing forward.